How's it going? I hope you're having a good day. With this video, I want to go over the settings that I think are the most important through each one of these options here. So with that being said, let's hop right into it and go under controls. Of course, outside of your sensitivity, which is something you're going to have to figure out on your own. I could do a video about that, but there's a ton of videos on how to figure out what sensitivity works best for you. Now, for me personally, I have to have Soldier Sprint on click. I think this is something you should decide about. This just helps so you don't have to hold down the sprint button at all times. Most of the settings I want to highlight are under advanced, though. We scroll all the way down. These four options here, in particular, uniform soldier aiming. This is something that helps me out a lot. Granted, it'll take some getting used to. If you do change that on, you'll need to probably change this here a little bit as you progress and get more used to it. Now, back down here, these are pretty helpful as well. The turret sensitivity when you're in vehicles, of course, is really high. So currently I'm still playing with this, but this is something you may want to take a look at, a few of these options. And these as well. These are something that you may want to really take note of and that they exist, such as decouple your aiming from turning, so it's a little easier to aim while you're turning or while a vehicle is turning. So let's go into the gameplay settings. Of course, you can change your crosshair color. However, I think you should take note of the newest one, which is critical hit color. This is, of course, not only for headshots, but it's what I use for it. Because in this way I can tell if I got a headshot pretty easily on the fly. Granted, I wish they had one that it was critical hit headshot color, because I don't really care as much about critical hits as much as just the headshots in general. But for the most part, what you'll be wanting to look at is these three options up here. Of course, minimap size, making this bigger has really helped me out a lot because I can see a little more, a little easier. Now, I've pointed this out on a previous video. I believe the default key is in, and this will change the minimap zoom radius without changing the size of the minimap itself, which is pretty helpful. So whatever number you have this set at, this will be the middle number. It halves this number and doubles this number. So for me, when I hit in, it'll go from 200 meters to 400 meters, hit it again, and it'll go down to 100 meters. Now, under world icons, this is pretty helpful because this is kind of where I have it set. This makes the icons for like the flags and objectives just a little smaller, so it's not just completely in your way, blocking your view while you're running towards the flag. Another thing I do is under ADS, turn the objective icon opacity all the way down, along with squad request order. The gadgets is down pretty low, and I turn down friendly soldier opacity some. This just makes it way more helpful to see enemies when you aim down sight. When it comes to the default, this is really up to you and what you prefer. I have my stuff turned down just a little bit more. Actually, let me turn this down just a little bit more than the soldier, enemy soldier, just so they stand out a little bit more from everything else. Of course, under advanced, camera shake. You need to turn that all the way down. This will really help you out in terms of being able to aim while there's explosions and such going on near you. Under audio, one thing you want to look at is my team speaks my language. If this is on, then your team will speak your language. It's just a little easier to tell what your team is wanting, such as if someone asks you for ammo, you'll be able to tell that right off the bat instead of trying to guess what they're asking for. Now, under video, of course, colorblind, we have the option for custom now. One thing I recommend is actually doing this. You can set the colors to what you want, but if you go in here and click this slider here will be down here further, and if you bump this up somewhere around near the top, that makes the color way brighter and deeper, so that will actually stand out a little more while you're playing, or at least it has for me, and it's helped me out a little bit. Another thing I recommend is turning these off. We don't need this crap. It just makes the game look stupid. Now, advanced settings, that's all on you. That's going to be dependent on your system and what you're wanting out of it. Now, when it comes to my keybinds, I don't really have anything special set up. I have a Razer gamepad, so that is just set up on its own kind of thing. I can't really tell you how to set up anything outside of that with like a regular keyboard. Granted, for my mouse, I have two thumb buttons on the side. The back one is for melee. The front one is the toggle crouch hold, or toggle crouch and prone. press it for crouch, hold for prone. And then my secondary and primary weapons, this is how I have it set up on the scroll wheel. Down is always my secondary, up is always my primary. Anyway, that's what I have for this video. Just wanted to highlight some of the things that I thought were important, so you didn't have to go into the other videos necessarily to see the most important features. So be sure to let me know if this has helped you out. If you enjoyed, hit that like button. I will catch you on the next one. RAMTEID out.